Hi guys, my name is Brittany Hoyne. This is going to be for my USF Tableau assignment for my Marketing Management Problems course. Let's get started. So first things first, what we're going to be discussing is the data that I have chose. So it does look like what I have is, this is going to be FIFA players. So if people don't know what that is necessarily, those are soccer players. So what we do have is the statistics for the soccer players. So that's basically the nationality of the players, as well as other statistics such as like what positions they play, what their height is, how much they make, and stuff like that. So what we are going to do is get into it on my next page. So what I did do is I really wanted to know the height of the players. Like, hey, what are the majority of the heights that range across the FIFA players? And basically, how does that compare with the skills and the ball control? So the skills I chose was specifically strength. So as you can tell, it looks like the majority of the players do range from 5'9" to 6 feet, which is why, of course, the bubbles are the biggest as well. They are darker in color compared to the players that do range from 5'6" all the way to 5'1". So as you can tell, basically the medium is going to be this one. So it does look like this falls in the middle compared to all the heights that do range between the FIFA players. And it does look like, for example, for the height of the players, they have the most ball control and the most strength. So these numbers do specify that. Now let's compare this with the players that are 5'6". As you can tell, the players that are 5'6", it's very light in color, very, very light purple. And of course, the players that are 5'6", they do have less strength and less ball control. Now, in my next page, I decided to choose, I basically wanted to break it down even more. So I decided to choose 6 nationalities. So this is Belgium, Brazil, England, France, Germany, and Italy. Now, what I wanted to do specifically in this page is basically break down the players who are right dominant and left dominant. So basically what these players prefer to use the most. Now, as you can tell, the people who are, well, I should say the players who are right foot dominant, it does look like they have higher skill moves compared to the players who prefer their left foot the most. So as you can tell across the board for every single nationality, right dominant players, it does look like their skill moves are a lot higher. Now, in my next page, I broke it down even more. So I decided to choose 2 of the nationalities that were from the previous page. Now, what I wanted to do with this is basically dig a little further, like, hey, compare their age to how much they are worth. So I do have this range, so basically the less value to the most value, and this breaks it down between England and Belgium. Now, as you can tell, it does look like the players who are older necessarily, they do not make the most. So it does look like as they tend to get older, especially in their 30s, it does look like it's lower to medium. And now compared to players who are 25, it kind of ranges. So it does look like players that are 25, they are worth more. Maybe because they are younger, that is a possibility. But it does look like the players that do end up making the most do range between these two. So probably I would say between 27, 28. Those are the players that tend to make the most. As you can tell for Belgium, it does look like between 93 million all the way up. And even for this, England, I know they do not have as much of different values for their players, but comparing to this, it looks like the most valued player starts at 25 years old. So that is the highest for that nationality. So as you can tell, just by this, you're not only learning about the various ages between the two nationalities and how much they're worth. But as you can tell, people who are of Belgium descent, it does look like there's a lot more. There's a lot more players. Now, in this, I decided to basically combine all of these. So then we can basically break it down and then we can see the difference. So for example, let me click on the players who are 6 feet. Now it does look like the players who are 6 feet, it does look like they are closer to 30. It does look like this. Now compared to 25, which this would be the 25 mark right here. So same thing with this, it does look like the players who are 6 feet, they do range still between the like 25 and 30 area, 30 age limit. Now let's compare this to, let me break it down. Let me choose something smaller. So people who are 5'7". Now, as you can tell in the previous page, isn't this interesting specifically? Now, as you can tell, the players of Belgium descent, there's not as many. It does look like the players of English descent, look, they end up making way more and still within that 25 range. So 25, making the most money, 29. So this kind of breaks it down because as you can tell in the previous page that we discussed, it looked like a majority of the players who were making the most money, they did range between 25 and 30, but like I would say between 26 and 28. Now, this completely breaks it down because these players who end up making the most, it does look like not only are they 5'7" in height, but they are making a lot of money. Now let's break it down here. It does look like the players that are 5'7", they are still right foot dominant, or they at least prefer that necessarily, and that's pretty average. It kind of looks like the left dominant players did go up a little bit compared to the previous page when we did see them all the different heights, but it does look like right foot dominant players are still in the lead. Now, I do hope you guys did like this. I hope you guys did learn a lot. I did learn a lot. I would say that it's very, very interesting, especially when you can view all the different nationalities and basically the heights and how much skills and different things do like pull it together. Necessarily, there's so many different things involved, especially when it comes to different athletes and different statistics that you can get from this. So I appreciate you guys taking the time and looking over my Tableau assignment. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.